Presentation of the Craigslist Augmented Data Information Knowledge System. Craigslist is a web-based classified advertisement service. It offers an internet-based platform to place classified ads onto. These can range from traditional employment ads to people selling various items to even people placing personal ads related to a variety of different things. In most of the smaller markets, these ads are free to place. In order to obtain revenue in larger markets such as New York, Chicago, Los Angeles, some ads cost about $25 to run. Some examples of these ads are job listings and housing listings. Craigslist was started in 1995 by Craig Newmark. It was originally started as an email distribution list between friends. It grew tremendously and spread to the public, becoming incorporated in 1999. Craigslist CEO is Jim Buckmaster. It's headquartered in San Francisco, California. As of 2010, there are 32 people employed at Craigslist. It serves 570 cities and 50 countries worldwide. Craigslist does not disclose financial information. It is estimated that the company made between $150 and $200 million in 2008. It's also speculated that Craigslist is owned directly by Craig Newman and Jim Buckmaster, and also that eBay holds a 25% share in the company. It is unknown what the breakdown is between Newmark and Buckmaster. According to Alexa.com, Craigslist receives 20 billion views, monthly ranking it 36 worldwide. It ranks in 10th place among websites in the United States, receiving 49 million views monthly. Also, according to Alexa.com, the site's users are disproportionately Caucasian, and they tend to be moderately educated, childless women earning over $30,000 who browse from home. The average time spent on the website is 14 minutes, with 21 seconds of viewing time on each post. In reference to with other historical ADIK systems, Craigslist makes a direct relation to classified section of basically any newspaper. Craigslist only employs programmers, customer service reps, and accounting staff work at Craigslist. There's no business development, no human resources, no sales. As a result of this, there are no meetings. Craig Newmark is listed as the chairman and customer service representative, Jim Buckmaster is written as the CEO, and Eric Scheid is listed as the CTO. Craigslist employs 20 to 25 people who work in offices around the inner Sunset neighborhood of San Francisco. You can compare this to the tens of thousands of employees for sites like eBay and Google. This is possible due to the low maintenance and simple structure of the site. They are not involved in transactions or discussions unless there's a problem reported. Thanks to user moderation, the employees are able to focus on their attention on the job housing posts and assisting users who have questions. Estimated salaries of the employees range from $68,000 to $108,000. The CEO of Craigslist, Jim Buckmaster, said, "We don't really have arcade games, foosball, ping pong tables, or any sort of thing. I guess it's a cozy kind of non-corporate atmosphere. It just feels like you're sitting in a house, which you are, and we don't have the acoustic tiled ceilings and cubicles. You know, and there's no dress code." Buckmaster says that the company doesn't enforce artificial deadlines or tell the employees when to come in or what to do. His employees are talented and self-motivated and work hard to make the site better for users. He also claims that there are no meetings held, that his employees are more tech-oriented and are better able to communicate via technology than face-to-face. Craigslist on the surface is extremely generic, but underneath provides an information system that benefits its users who are both buyers and sellers. The question is if whether or not it's user-friendly. Craigslist at first glance can be quite overwhelming. The website has a terrible GUI. Users have to first select a state, then the city they wish to view posted items in. After they select which Craigslist they wish to view, they have to then decide which category they think best fits the item they are searching for. This can be complicated because the layout of the website is poorly organized. It basically looks like the designers use text boxes from Word. Within these text boxes are different categories that can be searched, such as items wanted, personals, apartment rentals, cars. What would make it easier is to have auto input fields, but unfortunately there are no auto input fields. Users have to know what they want to search for and how to search for it. If the user doesn't know how to search for their item, they can browse the different categories. The problem is that the listings are ordered in chronologically, not systematically. The other problem is that there might be a user who is selling the item that the other user is searching for, and they might not be able to find it because it might not be posted. As far as the interface goes, everything's systematically classified. Then within some groups, items are classified alphabetically, while other groups have no sort of organizational theme. You can see that here. Such groups as the for sale is alphabetically organized. Same thing with the jobs posted. But other things like housing and community, it's not well organized at all. The real question is, how can Craigslist be improved to make it universally usable for people with handicaps, bad user skills, non-English speakers, and so much more. There really isn't a way for handicapped users to use Craigslist. There's no way to change the language. There's a tutorial for new users. Forget about arranging your Craigslist homepage to your liking. There are ways to improve this. You can make Craigslist so it is centered around the users. You can make it so they can create their own homepage. That way they can check the status of their postings, items that they could possibly want. They can also customize which categories they wish to view, much like how iGoogle does it. You can also have different languages for the user to choose from. And you can also make it so a user can search the entire site rather than just counties within a state. There are other features on Craigslist, such as Craigslist TV. This is an example of Craigslist TV. And what Craigslist TV is, by choosing an opt-in button when posting on Craigslist, these users' real posting, they approximately get 1,000 per day, have a chance of becoming the next webisode. This is a webisode right here. Unfortunately, because of time, I can't show you one. They have the real Craigslist users are followed from the very beginning of their posting, and then they're followed throughout their entire posting journey, up into getting their ads sold. This engaging web series gives an amusing glimpse into the very real and human face of the everyday Craigslist users. As they say, they're divas, daredevils, drinking buddies, and date seekers. Stories can range from a husband casting call to ninja for hire. Examples of these entertaining shows all come from Craigslist's everyday use.
Web 2.0 is not fully utilized with Craigslist, but it'd be illogical to make it Web 2.0 compatible. The whole point of the website is to be simply for both the poster and the person looking for a post to use. Not only that people are expected to post reliable, accurate, and current information, they're trying to sell something such as like a massage service to a job, or maybe a toy to something like a vehicle or apartment. So the only requirement of Web 2.0 that fulfills is to be easy to use and navigate as crowdsourcing. Things like a rich user experience and using the web as a platform are not evident. Things that are sort of evident are power, decentralization, and dynamic content. Forums are available for public use on the website and could be considered a form of collaboration, especially when people are angry with the thing that they bought or had to see something unsightly. They can provide feedback on the forums, giving reasons to and not to do business with the seller. Negative feedback will allow a person to reconsider who they are doing business with. The data portion of this ADIK starts with a person who wants to buy or sell something. When it is posted on the website, it becomes information. Craigslist takes this data, which it makes easily accessible through organization and the medium, as well as being a well-known website for this buying and selling purpose, and makes it information in the form of a post. The easiest way to think of Craigslist is a bulletin board, but it's online with restrictions normally set by the community, forums in which people state their opinions about sellers and items, and is easier to find the desired information such as an apartment offering after you become aware of this information and its knowledge. Craigslist has been bashed on its design ever since its inception. The site has remained virtually unchanged since 2001. Their lack of images, minimal CSS, and JavaScript mirrors a similar design philosophy common in the late 1990s. With all the possibilities of website layouts today, there will always be positives and negatives that come from most website designs. Everyone thinks that Craigslist website is out of date, but the owners think otherwise. The very basic design has become a huge part of Craigslist's success and branding. Because of their bare-bone approach, the Craigslist website becomes memorable and instantly recognizable. Another advantage to the style of design is loading times. Having no images on a page can increase its load time. Everyone is looking for the easiest and fastest, and Craigslist is trying to make their site as fast and easy as possible. Craigslist's cutting the fat technique has proved useful so far, bringing around $9 million in revenue in 2004. Jumping all the way to over $100 million in 2009. Craigslist can get a little difficult to navigate on certain pages. Some pages will simply only have text on about 1/10 of the page, possibly making the user confused that the page did not fully load. Also, I found myself pressing the back button a lot because of the limited amount of navigation buttons on a certain page. One place where Craigslist has made improvements on their navigation is the installments of a nearby location sidebar. This sidebar allows one to easily change location by clicking a button, easily transitioning from city to city. Even though the sidebar does prove useful, there is still no option to search within a state. A website who saw this gap in Craigslist business model is known as StatewideList.com. Statewide List allows the user to view postings from multiple cities in a single page. Similar to how Kayak works, the site pulls the listings from each of the city's individual sites and brings them all to one location. An example of statewide list site is shown right here. Let's say we can just search computers for the whole state of Alabama, and it shows each city and what's resulting for each city. And there's a few pages, eBay, links. I feel that Craigslist can keep their bare-bone design, but I think that some upgrades in organization and navigation tools are key. And statewidelist.com again. While Craigslist does in fact have many features that are helpful to its users, there are many social problems and ethical problems that have arisen from it. Because it is a website where you can post anything, there are scammers and spammers that like to use Craigslist and post on item listings. It seems to be a commonly recurring problem that the scammers will try to take personal information, make another posting of your information, and use that with a fictitious company to try and sell it. How spammers try and use their information is when something is posted, they will write to you in hopes that you will write back so they can get your email address and spam you. Another of the many problems is the rise of illegal activity. Since 2005, cases have been linked to Craigslist when it comes to robbery, hiring hitmen, selling drugs, prostitution rings, pedophiles seeking contacts with minors, and selling stolen merchandise. One of the main reasons with why there's so much illegal activity involved with Craigslist is because it doesn't screen the ads that are on the website well enough, and that people don't really think before setting up meetings with people. The problem with so many of these cases is that the people involved set up meetings in abandoned parks, homes, and other places that make it easy for criminals to take advantage of them. Many people are not careful enough with security, and this leads to many problems. Because this problem with screening, the problems that arose with its sometimes erotic services leading to few prostitution rings starting up. Starting in 2008, they decided to enforce a stricter policy on the availability of erotic content and shut down the erotic section because of the Craigslist killer. The problem still exists because it's hard to screen all of the ads that are posted every day. Craigslist is also not required to screen all of its ads and puts on its websites, thus making prostitution rings still a strong possibility on the website. Because its privacy policy is not very strictly enforced, there have been a string of robberies involved with the users of Craigslist, who when having their items picked up have been robbed by the people who wanted to buy them. There have been quite a few violent crimes directed at people who post an ad to sell. The robbers show up at their house and the people are robbed. In one unfortunate case, the robbery of one family in Washington, the father of the family was being robbed was killed. Another serious problem that has arisen was the problem of murder in a particular case of Philip Markoff, aka the Craigslist killer. He was found guilty of murdering Julissa Briesman and had robbed a female escort just days before. There are more than just one of this case. Another woman responded to an ad for a nanny, and a body was discovered in the trunk of the man who placed the ad. And works cited.
We can edit this, you said, right?
Yeah.